Chapter 17. We continue as we see that Momo can't believe what the MC said, so she asks him, what did he just say now? As she sees the MC smile, we see that he said, "That's because I hate you," to Mari. Now in the hospital, we see someone say that Mari's injuries are all rather minor. Hiragi screams and says that these are not minor injuries to Tenjiku. She continues and says that Mari has 3 broken bones. Tenjiku immediately apologizes as she gets scared. As she's scared, she says that at least Mari managed to get away with only a bump on her head. Hiragi replies and says that it doesn't change the fact that these injuries shouldn't be belittled, and asks her how are they going to explain this to her parents. Suddenly, we hear the MC say that he doesn't care about her injuries. We see the MC with a tired look on his face as he says that he doesn't care how bad they are or how she got injured in the first place. As long as she's conscious, all is well. Hearing him say this shocks and scares all the other teachers. He continues and says that since there's bound to be much paperwork to be done following this incident, he's already checked how long she'll probably be hospitalized for this. Tenjiku suddenly screams and tells him to wait a minute and asks him if he knows that her parents are going to get involved. She continues and asks how could he treat Mari like this in front of her parents. She screams again and asks, "Don't you think that's way too harsh?" He stands there as he looks like he could care less about what she's saying and stays silent. Seeing him silent makes her say, "Don't just stand there. Say something, Jimmy-sensei." He calmly tells her that this is a hospital and she should lower her volume. Hearing him say this makes her shut up. He continues and says that anything nitty-gritty details that concern her family are all outside the scope of a teacher's job. As they looked shocked, Tenjiku once again asks him another question. She asks him, how will he handle Mari? Mari still does not have any close friend she can open up to, and Tenjiku is sure that Mari is feeling very helpless right now. Suddenly the MC says Tenjiku's name. As he puts his bag on, he tells them that working hours are almost over, so he'll be taking his leave now. Seeing him say this shocks the teachers yet again. Now in the hospital room, we see Momo enter Mari's room as she says, "Thank goodness." She looks a bit concerned as she tells Mari that they said that she doesn't have to worry about any after effects and that she'll be discharged soon. Mari just stays silent as she lays in her bed with the blanket covering her. Momo turns towards the door from where she could hear the teachers talk and asks Mari if she could hear him and the despicable reply of his. Momo looks at Mari with worry in her eyes. Suddenly Mari rustles in her blanket and says that when she regained consciousness after falling off the cliff, she immediately thought of the MC. Instead of realizing the pain that she was in or trying to figure out who pushed her off the cliff, all that was on her mind was to meet Sensei. As she says this, she starts crying. She continues and says that unlike Momo, she's not a cute girl, and that's just the way she is. Even her parents don't shower her with love. It makes her wonder who will ever like somebody like her. Hearing all this makes Momo speechless. As she recalls how the MC saved her, she continues and says that the MC is different from all the others we've had thus far. She squeezes the blanket and says that she was silently hoping for him to finally be the one to at least show her some kindness. She continues and says that she's so foolish. Now she's lost all hope in all she had. Hearing this makes Momo think about how the MC removed his jacket to cover Mari. As she recalls this, she tells Mari that the MC may be despicable, but he's kind to Momo and to Mari, both, as their teacher. After she's done talking to Mari, she walks out her room and sees the MC. He just walks past her, even after seeing her. Seeing him walk past her without saying anything leaves her speechless. She looks annoyed as she asks him to wait and says, "You may be infamously cold-hearted, but as a teacher, would you just leave your injured student behind and go home like that?" He replies and tells her that the summer camp has ended. Mari has already come to, and he has reported this to her family. There's nothing more he can do here, and his time as a teacher for the day is up. Hearing him be so unbothered by all this worries her. Now, we see her pressing a button. We see that she just got a can of coffee from the vending machine and tells him that coffee's on her, and tells him to hear her out. She tosses the coffee at him as she asks, "Now's your private time, right?" Seeing the coffee can flying towards him alerts him. He suddenly smacks the can to the ground. Seeing him do this pisses her off. She screams and tells him to catch that properly. He calmly replies and tells her that he doesn't drink sugary drinks. She sounds dejected as she says fine and picks up the fallen can of coffee. She sits on the nearby bench and asks him if he's only kind during his teacher time. As she drinks the coffee and looks at him, she asks him if hate is a word teachers use to show that they're being kind. She continues and says, "Since you've already gone that far, do you really think that Mari will just give up on you like that? The situation may be as it seems, but there has got to be a better way of putting this across." She laughs and says, "Well, what can one expect from a virgin, anyway?" He replies and tells her that it varies from teacher to teacher. He thinks about Sakaede and says that some teachers find themselves in a more favorable position when they share a special relationship with their students. However, he begs to differ. She replies and says, "So you're saying that it won't benefit Mari in any way?" He should have taken extra care exactly because it's Mari he's dealing with. Besides, girls take these types of things seriously. He immediately replies and says, "No. Is that a teacher's job?" Honestly speaking, I find this terribly troublesome. Hearing him say this leaves her baffled. He continues and says that a romantic relationship between a teacher and a student is prohibited in the first place. Those are the rules here. At Suezono, he gets more serious and says that this is why he prefers to make clear what he can and cannot do. The teachers have a duty to turn down such confessions from students. To ensure that this doesn't get any more troublesome than it already is, he wants Momo to help him pass this on to her. He tells her that even after their teacher-student relationship ends, there's absolutely zero possibility that he can accept Mari's love. He doesn't care if it's Marie or any other girl. He will not accept anyone's love. He does not and will not intend to embrace the meaning of love. Hearing him say this worries Momo. She remembers the MC saying that he's a virgin for life and a teacher for life. She thinks that his very way of thinking is like a virgin. The MC continues and tries to say something, but suddenly Tenjiku sees that MC and Momo together and says that she thought that he left. He looks at them both and calls their names. He tells them both that he hates them. He really hates them both. He really hates everyone and this job as a teacher. And this is how this chapter ends. Hope you all enjoyed. Please like, share, and subscribe, and leave a comment. Thank you,